Right ladies, it's your last video, and this last week I'm going to demonstrate to you 3 body conditioning exercises where you're using multiple muscle groups. So you're strengthening a number of different muscles, all doing one exercise. So the first one I'm going to show you, I've actually got a couple of 2 kilogram weights for. You can use weights if you want, you don't have to. You can fill up those running water bottles with water and use those if you like a little bit of extra weight. But you don't need to, you can just do it without if you wish. But for the purpose of the demonstration, and I've got a couple, we are going to do a squat thrust. So we are holding our weights at shoulder height, got our legs a little bit wider than hip width apart, toes slightly pointing out. We're coming down into a nice low squat, holding those weights at shoulder height, and as we come up and come into standing, we're continuing the movement up as we thrust those weights towards the ceiling. So legs, glutes, core and arms all being worked. Okay, at number 2 I'm going to show you our reverse lunge, adding in a twist. And again, I'm picking up a little bit of weight just to work my upper body, and it will work our obliques slightly harder. This is a 3 kilogram ball. You could use a couple of weights if you had them, or just anything with a little bit of weight. We're going to be taking a step back, coming into a reverse lunge, and then twisting over the knee in front of us and just switching over side. So again, legs, glutes, and you're bringing in a little bit of core and oblique work here. Okay, and the last exercise I'm going to show you is walking in and out of a plank, holding a number of different positions. So again, this one's going to be working your shoulders and arms as you walk in and out, your core and your obliques. So starting off here, we're going to bend your knees slightly if you need to. You're taking your hands flat to the floor, walking yourself out into a long arm plank. From here, we are going to come down onto our forearms and hold a plank. Now the easiest version would be to take it down to your knees. You're still going to be working your core, but just slightly less intense. You can then take it onto the side to work your sides. Again, taking it back to centre and over to the other side. Back to centre, back onto those toes, pushing yourself up into a long arm plank and walking yourself back up and out. To make it a little bit more difficult, you can keep it all on your toes. You can decide how long you're staying in each position for, 20 seconds, 20 seconds, 20 seconds, you can build that, whichever works for you. So slightly more difficult, it's keeping it on your toes, a little bit more intense there. Again, moving into that side plank position, back to centre, at the side, back to centre. If you want to make it a little bit trickier, if you want to build it up again, then just add a couple of variations in there. We would walk in again into our long arm plank, take it down onto our forearms. And from this position here, just if you're, make sure you've got a nice flat back. If you want to make it a little bit more difficult, you can raise one foot, raise the other foot. You can just alternate lifting one leg. When you take it over into your side plank position, to make it a little bit more intense, as long as your hip is staying nice and high, you can take one leg up and you can either just pulse it up and down or hold it in that high position. Back over, whatever you do on one side, repeat on the other. And just work on increasing the timings that you're holding each different plank position. So good luck with those, have a bit of fun, and I'll see you on Saturday.